Alright, the World Cup is near, and this is the best way for me to get into that World Cup hype by playing a fantasy game, because that's what I love to do in my life. I can't stop. I can't stop. Uh, First of all, let's look at the fixture difficulty. Thanks to FPL Reactions on Twitter for posting this. He made this all by himself. This what helped me pick my first draft. I use this majority of the time to pick out players. First, so as you can see in the top, there's Netherlands with a really good fixture run. Senegal could be a tough game. Sorry, I have a cold today, so I might be sneezing a bit a lot in this video. Netherlands versus Senegal, that's kind of be a tough game, but I think Netherlands with the attack I've seen from them in the Euros, like I don't think they're gonna have that much of an issue. Ecuador, I forgot the name, but they're gonna smash them, and Qatar as well. Like they don't stand a chance against Netherlands. England's just gonna defense heavy, so it's better to just stack up on their defensive players rather than attacker. If you want an England attacker, just go for Kane. That's it. Like all they're gonna do is just gonna keep relying on from set pieces or get a penalty. Kane always gets a penalty. Like, it's not a big issue for him to score. But still, like I would like to keep the double up on England. Argentina are a really good side right now, and they don't heavily rely on Messi anymore. They have players they can go around and beat opposition without relying on Messi too much. But Messi is now best player in the world right now with his current form, so he's just gonna be it's just gonna be an even more attacking force for Argentina. So I would say just go for their attackers more than the defenders, but Martinez, Emi Martinez, like, and Lissandro Martinez, and there's Otamendi. There's some good defensive players, so they might keep some clean sheets as well. But right now I'm just gonna focus on their attack. Brazil is another attack-minded team. The Brazilian flair, Vinicius, Neymar, Rafinha, Richarlison, they are stacked in that attack. Denmark is maybe like they're a bit of a mixed bag for me. France are not in the best of shape. The Pogba and Kante are huge losses for them, but maybe Camavinga and Tchouaméni can do some bits for the midfield, win the midfield better. But obviously the main guy here are Benzema and Mbappe, and the defenders for them. Belgium, just go for KDB. Like Lukaku is missing as well. Do not go for their defense. Their defense is horrible. Their defense is just all over the place. Portugal, yeah, their defensive sides maybe a worth a look. And Ecuador, Qatar, first match, yeah, the defense is the way. Spain's a bit mixed bag as well. Croatia is a bit mixed bag. All the other ones are a big mixed bag. And yeah, you can like figure this stuff out from just seeing the fixtures difficulties. So and again, thanks to FPL Reactions for making this fixture picker possible. It really helps us to pick our drops, pick our players in our drops. So let's now move on to my actual first draft. So here it is, my first draft. It's gonna take a lot of work to get to the final product because I need a lot more info. I've just done the first draft. I just made the draft today. I haven't even been tinkering or looking at the game before. I'm just heavily focused on FPL. So in goal, there's Pickford and Sadal. Like Pickford because England defense. I rate the England defense. They're just gonna keeping clean sheet, keeping the game tight, and just grind out results. That's what I saw. What they did in the Euros. Their defense is key, and Sadal just because right now like they face Ecuador, and it's Qatar is the host, right? Last time in the World Cup, Russia was the host, and they beat, I think Nigeria, 4-0. Like, they're gonna have some crowd behind them that will really enforce them to win some matches. And the backline, I've spent way too much money on the backline, it seems, but they have a high potential attacking threat. First off, Trippier, he's gonna be on free kicks. The only thing I worry about Trippier is if Walker comes back. I don't know if he'll just rotate with Walker, but for the first game at least, Trippier's gonna play and he's gonna be on free kicks. And he's a wing back. England's just gonna play 5 at the back. Next to him is Dumfries. In the Euros, I saw him just bombing down the wings and being as an actual winger, playing as a winger. Even at Inter Milan, he just bombs forward, always near the opposition penalty box, and always has a chance of scoring a goal. Just acts as a right winger. And with the fixture Netherlands have, you can't go wrong with Dumfries, and I think you have to pick him. I think he's a very, have to is a strong word, but he's a very enticing and important, I would say, player to pick if you want some goal threat. And let's face it, we all want goal threat, playing defenders. Next up is Melee. He was an absolute gem in Euro Fantasy last year. 4.5, plays for Denmark. He's a really attacking fullback. You can't go wrong with him. He's the best out of the cheap lots in defense. Next up is Pavard. It's between Pavard and Theo Hernandez, but in France I've seen Pavard have more goal threat, and he scored a lot more than Theo Hernandez, that's for sure. He always has a goal in him. He always scores from outside the box as well, so I would say Pavard. And lastly, it's Alphonso Davies, because he plays as a left winger for Canada. That's the simple thing. Even though Canada doesn't have the best of fixtures and their overall team isn't that great, but in fantasy football we do just pick the individual players, and we want them to do well. Doesn't matter how the overall team does right at the end. If that individual player does well, we'll just be happy with the points. In the midfield, there's De Bruyne, Musiala, Andres, De Paul, and Vlasic. De Bruyne is the Belgian prince. He makes things happen. He's clear-cut vision of seeking out the forward from his unique pass. He's such a beautiful player to watch. And 11 million seems a bit too much, I would say, because how Belgium is performing. But I mean, I think I picked him now because he's really highly owned, and he's just gonna cost my rank, so I have him as a safety guard, and I don't know who else is better for the Belgium team. I won't go near the defense, and if Lukaku was fit, maybe I would have had him, or De Bruyne would be more effective if Lukaku was fit. Next to him is Musiala. I have a bit of a doubt that he might not start, but Timo Werner is out and he should get a start in. Hansi Flick, the former Bayern Munich manager, might even favor the Bayern Munich players and give them more of a chance than the others. So I'm hoping that's the case, and he's a wonder kid, and he's doing a really great job at Bayern right now. He's in really hot form. Some of the German players are also injured. They're gonna come back for the World Cup, I think, just in time, but I think Musiala, with the form he's in, he should be starting. Let's see, he's a bit of a doubt for me. Next to him is Andres from Denmark. If you want, you can get Eriksen, but Andres, I've heard that he's gonna be more involved in the attack. He gets the most amount of chances. And even though Eriksen is on penalties, Andres with 2 million, I think, less than Eriksen, and he hogs all the chances and gets at the end of all the crosses. That's what I heard. So he's what the pick, and I've seen him in a lot of other drops on Twitter. So he might be a real popular pick in getting that Denmark attack. Denmark we've seen in the Euros. I was really amazed by how Denmark performed in the Euros. I think they are a force to be reckoned with. Don't underestimate them. Next to him is De Paul from Argentina. I just didn't have the money. I have to go with De Paul. And next to him is Vlasic. I don't know if Vlasic starts, but for now, 5 million. I did see him come on the bench and do something in the Euros. And De Paul is in good form actually. He's really popular among like the Argentinian fans. So I just picked De Paul because for 5 million I can't go that wrong with him. When with that Argentina side, like with that attack, he's gonna do well. And finally in that attack, it's Mbappe, Neymar, and Martins. Mbappe, he's the king. Like he's the king of fantasy football in international terms for France, and he's the best pick out of the lots. Benzema is just coming back from injury. I don't think he's just gonna help Mbappe feed the ball and get to him. What he's gonna do is Benzema's just gonna drop deep, and Mbappe's just gonna cut inside from the left and play more centrally. He's just gonna get all the chances. Just have him, and he's a prime captaincy pick. Next up is Neymar. Even though he plays as a cam, he's gonna be on free kicks and penalties, and he's in unreal form in PSG right now. The Neymar we like to see is back at PSG, and he can easily replicate that form for Brazil because he loves to play for Brazil so much, and he knows he's their talisman. He's the guy to push Brazil forward. And lastly, it's Martinez. Instead of Messi, I picked Martinez because of the budget, but also Martinez is the striker. Messi's gonna create chances for him, but also, yeah, Messi's gonna score, but I think Martinez is gonna be around the Golden Boot award. So it's better to just go save some money, go for Martinez. Yeah, the ownership is a bit scary, but you have to take some risk. Otherwise, you'll just be stuck in the same rank. You have to climb up a bit and get some differentials and split yourself out from the crowd. So that's gonna be it. There's no point in like reshuffling my team and seeing how it would look like in the team selection. I'll save it for the team selection video. So hopefully you liked it and got some ideas. Now it's the fun part. Tinkering time. Tinker this team and make that into a final product with all the information I'm gonna get. Who's gonna be the cheaper players to pick? Who's gonna start? All gonna come together in the final moments of the deadline. And so yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed it, and catch you all next time.